once I'm done up here knocking all these bolts and stuff loose, I'll simply go down to the next floor and knock all the ceiling bolts loose. And then bonk them real good, and then the whole floor should collapse, and I'll simply spend a few minutes collecting all of the stuff up and getting it all picked up nice, packed away, and get it into the truck somehow. Gotta make sure I knock off these ceiling bolts too. I'll get to these whenever I can. Obviously, they're accessed by some room that I have yet to find yet. Some separate room somewhere. Guess I don't have access to that particular bolt yet. I must have hit it somehow accidentally at just that right angle. Alright, now I can go down to the next floor down and start tearing off the ceiling tiles. A few tiles at a time, obviously. I'll work on the hallway first. I mean, obviously not everything's going to collapse, but I'll try to get as much to collapse as possible, because this is one of the most efficient ways to clear off entire floors really quickly. You clear them out of all their furniture and stuff, and then you simply knock the floors loose. Everything up top will collapse, more or less. I mean, some of the wall frames will be left standing up there, just kind of sitting on top of the other frames, so you simply have to grab those or find some way to knock them down. Oh. Now I gotta make sure I get this hidden room here, because, well, there was only a window, so clearly it was like a contraband type room, clearly. A lot of the up top stuff is going to collapse. I know for a fact most of it will collapse. Some of it might stay, but whatever does stay, then I'll simply tear off, I guess. I mean, I'll just simply have to collect everything I can, all the little bits and pieces that fell, and get them put in the truck, and then see what else I can pull down from the top floor there. Like I said, not everything is going to collapse. Most of it will, but some of it obviously won't. Some of it's going to stay up there, and then I'll simply have to keep knocking floors down until the stuff starts falling. And there's another one. Grab that. I will have to cut off most of these joint pieces that are just kind of hanging and see what I can do about most of this. Maybe the next set I'll just start working on the walls next instead of the floor. It will take longer, but obviously most of it will collapse, a little bit at a time. But this will be after, obviously, I get as much of the stuff cleared off as I can. Yep, now I gotta start cutting on walls and stuff in hopes that some of the stuff starts collapsing. I'm just gonna put all the boxes in here because going all the way outside to tear at the walls and stuff is gonna take time, but it'll be effective. It'll be more effective if I just pile all the boxes in there and do it all at once whenever I get everything piled up. And once I start getting all the rest of the walls and stuff on this floor cleared, because there'll be a big gap in the wall that I'll be able to throw boxes through. Obviously, this is going to take some time, but I mean, it's not really that bad. I know these bigger boats are obviously going to be a bit more complicated than I think. The smaller boats are obviously not going to be very complicated. They're more or less just floors filled with stuff, but these are going to be a little bit more complicated. The bigger boats will become more complicated because they're supposed to be more of a challenge. They're supposed to take longer. I am a little intimidated about the Steel Giants DLC, though. I know that those boats could possibly take days. maybe not days, but it would feel like it. The recording one boat destruction would go on for hours. Most likely, probably 2 or 3 individual recordings of the same boat, and it's just in large portions of like 2 or 3 hours, and then I have to take a break and do something else. Bye. I'm hoping that'll be in a better spot to be able to be picked up later. I don't usually. I used to do that on the smaller boats and like Tuna Colada and stuff, but these bigger boats, that crap's not going to be very effective. It's also going to be very expensive, so it's not really a viable strategy to start simply blowing shit up. It's not exactly a very viable strategy. It'll work, but it's expensive, very expensive. So it would be more beneficial to simply hammer away at walls and grind joint pieces loose until stuff starts falling apart slowly and more mechanically, and you know, walls falling apart and picking stuff up and taking walls apart and stuff like that. Yes. Well, now there's a massive hole in the wall like this. I can just start. Well, now that I've started really clearing this area out and opening up walls and stuff, I can actually start really getting more into place. I mean, obviously, I'm still going to have to tear these walls open and destroy all the joints slowly for the rest of this to come crashing down, but it's going to take time for me to break through all these joints, because even if I wanted to be fast, it's not. Trust me, this is not going to be a very fast job. Because the bigger the boat, the more stuff you have to tear apart. No, I'm not even going to try loading up this one of the steel giants. Not even going to try. Mainly because I don't have that kind of money. That shit's expensive. It's kind of a bullshit kind of expensive, but I know why it's so expensive. Because the boat is literally massive. So I completely understand why they made it so expensive. So I'm okay with it. It's like a wallet crying kind of expensive. But those other boats are something you would want to do whenever you maxed out all of your tools. Except the crane, obviously, which I'm hoping I'll be able to buy an upgrade for after this job. I'm hoping that I'll be in a better position to actually start grabbing, you know, let me grab this and start throwing these down. first we're going to tear apart all these joints right here, one at a time. And then we'll simply move to the next floor. We'll take all the floors and then, you know, take up the floors after that and watch the floor slowly collapse. Stay around the wall edges and just slowly destroy the rest of it. But first, we're going to get this stuff up here down. Alright, let's start on this next room here, get all these wood walls here removed. I hate taking these doors apart, like seriously. Damn it. I really don't like taking these doors off. Because sometimes they're in really weird places, and sometimes their parts are really hard to reach. But they're not impossible, they're just a little difficult. But I've got all the bombs I need. I've spent a lot of time saving up money just to buy bombs. So, and then I have all the money I need to buy additional bombs if I so need them. But I'm hoping I won't need to waste my money on all those bombs. Like, additional, anyways. Just a random wall hanging there. Was there a room there? There might have been. I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Oh, there it is. I was wondering how long it was going to take, but still. Well, now all I gotta do is clean up the mess. dude, I've got 187 bombs left plus a shitload of extra money, so I mean, I can afford to do a few bombs. Because everybody does bombs. I mean, seriously, everybody does them. If somebody doesn't do bombs, and these builds are going to take a lot longer to actually get done. Like, completely, all the way kind of done. So I'm just going to use bombs to take out this whole floor and have all the walls collapse.